Nsem-Pii TV. Your mom and boss for you. I think say Obia Nsem-Pii TV.
Entrepreneurship maybe.
Nsem-Pii. Yeah, you ask good questions. I hope sir you continue with your good questions.
Be the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Now, Tsikata Mahama, Mami a friend, get through the Rabasaki Torkonoo as Chief Justice. Now, before say Baby Mami Nedina, you say, and Crofobia from Shining Star, and a Daniel Ofori, now Rising Star, was a sense and a trip petition coin. President J petition, or my Chief Justice, acquiring my Chief Justice, the answer by President Shea answer no question, Neze, or Chilema. I was here, sir, couldn't come into a committee led by Justice Puamai. Committee neti nipa bako, no more the petition by no, or me nipa miensa. Committee neti bako, dear committee neti no. Or the reporter, come president, say, or no committee in Nsem-Pii, Yenny Mameno, and in free. Until president, the committee 2 minutes, and our committee in Nsem-Pii, so I'm away, Mameno, every one. Na ade abaako a ohwe letter na president gina so di yi maame Torkonoo adi na ade abaako o gina so paa na yese maame ni tu kwan na maame ni tu kwan no na o se nko ne bodyguard na ekọ na o amfa ne bodyguard anko ode obi fufuro na koi ana ode obi fufuro koi which is ni kunu ode ni kunu na koi no o sa ade ne baka no ode ni kunu ne bakoi no or sama or muska per diem or $20 bini ade account nti no sa nti no wa breaching right if do you know say Sambran yes sam na Chief Justice to kwan odi ni kunu ne makọ na yese enimrem do you know say assassin that law ye oni mo bebre wa committee ne the ball maame Torkonoo a president agina so di na dia ni nyina assassin Sambran this revelation Kabila James Kwabena Bonfe ana Andra Peace FM or the details in the man. I think for the time you see Kabila, you'll be shocked. And Emma who
Many will say, Adansia Abeda di say, chairman of the expert committee on the draft of the 1992 constitution. A year professor or being Fumu Kunini, I was also your hene, Nana SKB Asante professor. Okodi adanse se enema ye kruche ye ka se enye de ye betumi agina so de yi Chief Justice no me hwe enema amo kan wasem yi no enya de a enini gina babia ma ne ye atemafo mpanimfo mienu akọ eye Justice eni yeboa Justice Sofia Akofo ekọ committee nanim ekọ kan se ade amode bo maami kwadui enya dia odi no bokwa odi bo no kwadu a ye every say ya dia ye ne no as a former Chief Justices ya dia ye di adwuma ebi ne de ohe ye say ni kunu ne ne ba ene ni tu kwan
odi ni kunu ne ne ba tu kwan
ono oh you see no me Cardinal
balanza na obekoso no wa unia Professor Smart Sapon se otio fi Kumase.
Hey prof ye sha ya che
e o so ma waje
ka cha say ye project that so ye hangilo
prof there or no project e good ne call
I e ka cha say ye there no ye critical enti onye ma ye hwe ne enye
mate
ai now Cardinal travel policy ye say odeni kunu ene ne ba atukwan
yeah
de di kan say ebusa e ho ne say yawo document bi a yato ne din overseas travel for official business dated January 5, 2019, which was revised the last time in 2010. The purpose of the policy, the purpose of this policy is to outline the necessary security and protocol requirements to support the foreign travels of the Chief Justice as head of the judiciary. Logistical needs of superior court judges on official travel. This policy draws its strength from the other two arms of government, where the state fully covers the travel expenses of the aide de camp and the protocol officer or personal assistant who accompany the respective heads on their foreign travels. Policy statement. The primary responsibility, not just a sadie a check kwanya temuafo pani. Anyone where a juma wa a temua jumanumu a temuafo akasiano. Kwanya wombe faso e wo kwantu mu te the president ene na pamfo and as a parliament ene ha wo mutu kwan akwankyere ene niema wombe faso adi juma.
So before about to ask me the okay as I say, sir policy we compare the three arms of government.
No, it is not comparing. It is relating say said the parliament want the travel policy. Executive wanted there no. Judiciary so wanted there. That's right. Mahuza me mame Elizabeth Ohini cry article bia. Na all can say almost firm up this thing no. Or like the late Mampongene Dasibre Osebonsu out to Suminu Nana when you baby call. Or say na or do ya say bra no more reverse say hey now. Is that how we treat our justices? And son, a woman,
and I say a whole chief justice.
A whole chief justice. Yeah. And some no be one more sabi. Oh, one here now I come on one trash. Enti me bumper say nyame ma manon kopa.
Nyame so be boy.
Aye, Not ye personal travel by the chief justice. The chief justice shall be entitled to 2 round-trip business class tickets. Accra, London, Accra, for example, to be utilized during his or her vacation. Travel expenses, hotel accommodation, and per diem will be borne by the judicial service and capped at 14 days per round trip. Mpendodwa Chief Justice betime tu kwan ni otu kwan ya nadodo obedi eni sika ye de be ma no every state ahinimo. O say where the Chief Justice embarks on a personal or private foreign travel, he or she shall be accompanied by the security alone. The travel expenses of the security comprising air ticket, hotel accommodation, and per diem shall be borne by the Judicial Service. Official travel by the Chief Justices, by Justices of the Superior Courts, and also Edi Dimusa. Now, the relevant part of me person make kind of all can say only obi manson. My minute now so as part of a panel. And the adage for a num and so and kono a transam no. One movie ye no yetimi yi baako e de so bobo no. One we Sadia Yemani Jina Cardinal Yemani Jina Obi bet ma pique on Justice Poma Obi bet me pique on Justice Asiedu Udimza for the role they played in this process. Any day, any time.
Because they say no.
Because what we are saying is say kuo koya dia yetimi nipa baako
edini jina ho
ede the dodo no nyina hia mu de ye no ye de ho so body bono anasa President Mahama cabinet ko take decision they said o mu take decisions ya ne ya yetimi yi minister baako ne de na ko gina asenibia ifri say ono ena ebia asem na ko pie na so. That's a danger in the logic. Aya faso de yi mame no. Na me say nanke ye mame get to Torkonoo nko a. Torkonoo ni kunu dana sa na obo ni din wa court. Enka meka say
Torkonoo no ti ase.
Dabi o.
Waje achiwade.
Hey,
o papa achiwade.
Yo.
A Torkonoo.
Okay.
O papa achiwade.
Yo. Cardinal. Senke kama me no nko anka me nha me o. Adia asade we ye ne say. Emfa ho ne emra no de eka. Se minya tumi a mitumi ye de mepe. Pepe. Every principle in this Ajechun case has been breached in the process to remove the Chief Justice. Every process. From the receipt of the petition to the setting up of the committee, the suspension of the Chief Justice by the President, the completion of the work by the committee,
the quasi completion.
and of course, the recommendation and the eventual removal. Sure. Mami, Sophia Akufo. Sa Ajechun case. Ehu here panti. Ono okase. Sa committee na ye set it up no. Eye ad hoc in nature. Na ad hoc no che say eye committee a enyina hoda. Enti no se ye benya atentene ni wo mu a ese se ye nhihye a ebeboa ama akwankyeraba committee ni so de osie na dwuma na tie se de mamini sika no at page 787 Cardinal Tio. Furthermore, it is true that unless otherwise prescribed, committees have the power to establish their own operating procedures. There is a committee, ba sunku ye power no more. One more who kwase omutimi famra e de hye wo monsa e de ye yi mra kwa mra wo mu de be ye adwuma se ye mra ye nim na tie de oka to aso say, however, the committee envisaged by Article 146 is clearly of an ad hoc nature, and it will be extremely detrimental to the nation to hold that it is up to each committee at any time to map out its own procedures. Just say, enita yamano yamjana jaja musa enunti ena nanu ya majority leader Hassan ay mama yarga okoka say omo pese omo de ayi ehihye ko parliament na guide ko ye befa so e de article 146 ne ya adwuma otie no it was in response to what Justice Sophia Akufo said then as Justice of the Supreme Court and son of a Supreme Court Chief Justice.
Yeah.
Nsem-Pii Mahama obey president no power 8 kwesi prempeso omuntu fo emfa kwanya ye befa so e de article 146 aye adwuma cardinal
look
I mean kind be so okay emeritus professor Albert Fiajo commission
constitutional
review commission
sure
okay Nsem-Pii a oseti absa commission no
Mills JEMS of blessed memory
okay they know ye Nsem-Pii be de akire
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama
okay say omu wie committee no wie na adwuma e de
white paper
commission that be omu report to koye Emma answer Professor Mills be June 15 2012 white paper was issued on the white paper accepting they now on be accepted and they now omu so mu anye den enye yi na onim say Constitutional Review Commission no can be
also
pacho mamen kan ho na me ka say sadie we say ye be sua de but Ghana the usual politics or say the commission finds that the spirit and letter of the Constitution of Article 1466 on the removal of Chief Justice. The commission finds that the spirit and letter of the Constitution properly and objectively construed seeks to insulate effectively the judiciary from any undue influence that could compromise its constitutionally imposed mandate to administer justice. With this in mind, the Commission is convinced that the decision of the Supreme Court in Ajechum versus Attorney General and Akwete does not introduce a prima facie requirement for a petition against the Chief Justice to be entertained. It only leverages what is implicitly provided for. In other words, the Supreme Court only restated the obvious. The Commission considers it prudent, however, that the requirement of the establishment of a prima facie case before a petition for the removal of the Chief Justice is entertained should be expressly provided for in the Constitution. And therefore, they went ahead to recommend that young amend the Constitution 1992 no, now Article 1466 no, you find shame say we are implicit and not implied, but a idea shame sir. To say the Article 146, 3 and 4 say young prima facie no and sana ya committee. Professor Mills Wuyana, President Mahama, caretaker president, and son of Babe Sevon one the first time no. Yeah, the two baby. They can give all the excuses that they want. But they had 4.5 years to have implemented the proposals of the Constitutional Review Commission. Now, come to me, the Hashem Krame Yatuswaba in the 2016 general elections. And now I'm saying, and you say, your best had the entity. Yanya. Meno say, President Mahama, on setting up HQC Prempe Committee, say, woman to the phone for Kwanya Constitutional Review process, and they now could do no, the way forward. On setting up committee visa. So on committee visa. Now, our committee, no. Niama omu consider no. Se we can ubia, and ye bia mampamirika ye 2 years. Inti bamane ne born in the oil.
Why any more?
The oil here.
Any more?
And your idea friend and your mom.
Only who quine so in the Kutu quine.
Ah, mankind policy at you.
I said, son, I walk out and who be some of the agent of the
and I made sure, say, we see, sir, a judicial case we know. I Supreme Court justice or not being rough. They went to the extent of saying, say, I didn't cry friend stated misbehavior, and Abuabeya. And this ye nini did ya, as I say, yen in a sword. Nina so say, dear Sasa Asumasi Yenia, dear Asumasi Yenia, on ye. Dear Nisa or Yenia, dear Nisa or Yenia, why? Enti petitions me and Sano, what is that about? A free nipa yenni momo ewo Ghana ha. Ewo. Huh? Rising star for no. They are not known in the legal books of Ghana.
Okay.
And yet the president entertained a petition from them. And to them, the American question say, nobody has told me. Obianti minchira me say, sa na moya mampani akufado 2 year mampani dada akufado 2 year. Etia mrabi. Enyama ye gina so edi eyi mami. Emu bi ewo ha. Fakase na Daniel for repetition no. Ene kwakwa azan de no pepe. Enti mampani dada akufado oyem from so ana. In whose mouth does it like to say that? Court be na akasa. Na
me kind be o Daniel for repetition. Ne accusations against the Chief Justice 5th, 6th, and 7th, mankind 5th, and I say the Honorable Chief Justice, without the knowledge of the accused person, okay, my main for the avoidance of doubt, my main conflict said, or say, in 2023, Her Ladyship, the Honorable Chief Justice, obtained from the Judicial Service an accountable impress of the sum of 14,000 USD to the Honorable Chief Justice to travel with her husband to Arusha, Tanzania, which he failed to retire. 4. In July 2023, Her Ladyship, the Honorable Chief Justice, without the knowledge of the accused person and his lawyer, unconstitutionally interfered with judicial proceedings in the case of Republic versus Jachikweisen, Supreme Court suit number so and so, by causing officials of national security to go and seize from the court computers on which proceedings in the case and other cases in the court were being recorded, ostensibly in connection with investigations into allegations of tampering with the record of proceedings of the case.
Daniel Ofori, question.
Now,
and this is what Professor Modibo Okran was talking about.
But some point that I release, only more happened. A complaint got to the Chief Justice say, Judge na no di judge question asem. Also court to a record be.
Yeah.
I don't say. Dana or transit asem no. Questions that will be say ya no e ba ye no. Or share record na on the computer no so na.
Ohu.
E ne dia no tro no.
Different. Esunsuye wom.